Now, to get things underway, I'd like to introduce you to today's presenter, Despina Karatzis. Despina is a certified trainer, business coach, and author with over 20 years' experience driving innovation in tourism and small business. As the founder of the Institute of Excellence, she has led industry training since 2014, specialising in customer experience, business development, digital marketing, and leadership. Her work with Navi Digital, Tourism Tribe, and Global Ballooning Australia has earned her the 2022 Victorian Award for Outstanding Contribution by an Individual. Currently completing a Master's in Digital and Social Media, she delivers programs like the VT Quality Tourism Business Program and a growing suite of online learning for small business leaders across Australia. We welcome you, Despina, and I'll hand it over to you.
Oh, Rach, thank you so much. Lovely, lovely to have everyone here today. Welcome also to those who may be watching the recording, and thank you for that awesome acknowledgement of the lands of where we meet today too. And I'd like to extend that same acknowledgement. Innovate to Elevate is where we're going to spend our hour of power today, which is, it's been, and thank you also to those that joined me. It seems like it was just yesterday on the strategy session out in Caroline Springs. It's wonderful to see you, Karen and Melita. And for those that are watching the recording too, it's a great, I guess, flow on from our strategy session. So staying ahead in a competitive market, and thank you also for that lovely introduction. There has been a journey. So, and I am so excited to let you know, I've literally just received that master's degree. I'm in postgraduate study, not the easiest thing I've done in my career, but it's now done and complete. And I'm so looking forward to actually putting on a gown and that little hat to make it real, that it's, that we've tied a bow on that journey. Now, it has been a journey, and there's many, in business, in life, we're always a continual work in progress. And I come to you as someone that has a deep, it's my vocation and my vacation. It's my work and it's my leisure and my hobby. It's something I am genuinely what gets me out of bed every morning. I've become quite obsessive with business development and what we can do to make us better and help us do better today than we did yesterday. So Institute of Excellence is a lovely little business that I started over 10 years ago. And really what this business exists to do is ignite and empower small businesses, tourism and all industries and creators and anyone that's looking to make a start or looking to level up, which is what today is all about. And really, this is done through many different ways, but the main thing is so that business leaders can grow confidently and attract more of the right customers. And not only that, but build a business that you love, not that you loathe. Because it's this is not easy to be running your own business, but we must stay ahead and always consistently really being in love with what we do and who we're doing it for. And there's a little podcast that I never talk about, but it's something that I've started to because it's getting some momentum. So with something, it is very, and I love, Rach, that tourism has also come under the banner. It is very, don't be, for those of you that are not in tourism, all the foundational principles and the interviews are all centered around experience makers and tourism businesses. But it's just something, if you want a little podcast inspo, that's there for you to keep learning and staying connected. But achieving some greatness together today, what I have planned for you is really understanding the role of innovation for you and your business success, identifying some strategic opportunities, and there is one framework that I was introduced to probably about 8 or 9 years ago, which is perfect for this topic that I want to share with you. And it's a play to win strategy. I had heard that in a conference environment, saying, it's like we need to know, this is all about playing to win in business. And I was like, that was my upper moment for that particular conference. And then I said, where does that come from? And lo and behold, there's a whole book and a whole workshop. And I completely drank the Kool-Aid and got that certification around play to win. And that's what I'm going to in our hour of power. That's what is being gifted to you today. And of course, there's nothing like taking action. So, rolling up our sleeves is definitely, what we can do today to at least just start the thinking. We don't have much time, but we're going to have good quality time together that you're going to walk away with some level of a draft to get you thinking. All right. Thinking of innovation, there ain't no innovator, and inventor really like Steve Jobs. And I loved this quote that this is about the ability to see change as an opportunity, not a threat. This is around creating change in our work and in our businesses that we always see as creating new pathways for ourselves. So, an additional level of housekeeping, if you don't already have a little notebook, I still do love to, even I love the new iPad because I can get a little pen and write my notes. But if you just have a fresh document or a fresh page, just to start jotting down your new play to win. And we're going to also do a little bit of a checking point of an audit today for you to just put a pulse on your innovation readiness. Where are you at with innovation in your business and something and a level of thinking for you? Now I see, please keep the chat going. Awesome. Love it, love it, love it, Melita. Same. All good game changers to help us get gains and get wins. So I've got these I've tried to level up in my present. I have to remember to hit play though. Isn't that cute? A little video. You can see, part of my innovation is like, how can I create innovative ways to make a better interactive experience when the training is online? And this is what I live and breathe in and sit next to you in business to try do new things, and actually presenting in this way is my little way of showcasing how, that level up. So real numbers in our journeys around, what is happening in the landscape of business. And they don't have to be, and they certainly don't, won't be in your story, because you're always showing up to improve and build those muscles. So we say 20%, not we, like the Australian Bureau of Statistics, we keep getting told about the failure in small business in the first year, and that 60% of businesses in Australia, will fail, because that's what the stats are showing us. But then there's the good news that defining small business, that a small business is having less than 20 employees, right? So 20 or less employees. So the good news is, and something that I always like to put onto our schedule here, into the framework, is that, and I'll just move out of the way so you can see that, is that this is us. The good thing is that we are making up the economy, baby. 97.2 of all Australian businesses were small businesses last year, and we want to maintain that. We want to keep that growth and that share of what we do. Now, with innovation though, we don't want to kind of be thinking, I don't even have time to do what I do, let alone create something new. And that's what we want to unpack today and leave you with, that this isn't about, and I have to, it doesn't automatic, like that. This isn't about recreating the wheel. This is about improving how the wheel rolls, making the wheel smoother, shinier, more effective. Okay, so that's the one thing straight off the bat that we want to understand and appreciate, that this isn't about creating something shiny and new. But when we look at a quick share and a quick pause, when it comes to your ability and your resources to innovate or stay competitive, what are some of the challenges that you're experiencing in your business and in your work? So I'm happy to pop that. I can see the chat, although what's something that's holding you back? Or even if it's a positive story, that innovation is something that you start, that you always have within your planning when it comes to, it's 1st of August, which is great. We've got a happy new month this week. But what it does mean is already 1 month, our first month of the new financial year. Bye-bye. We're in new month. Where does innovation sit with you when you're making those new financial year goals or calendar year goals? So this is great. So carving out time to be proactive with innovation, e.g. AI tools, excellent, and using them effectively. Absolutely, there feels like there's not enough time in the day. But part of what we're going to talk about today, without spoiler alert, is also making some hard decisions and choices so that we are freeing up more time to do the things that are important to us and our business, and saying no to a few things that we kind of like, because we haven't stopped to assess, it may not be something that is serving you as well that it might. So that is, thank you for sharing. But unless, please just add in the chat as we go along. I'd love to hear from you. So if we kind of look at innovation and look at our innovation from our mindset perspective, we start with innovation, and already we've touched on, this isn't about invention, really. There's a key distinction between innovation and invention. This is about iteration, about tweaking, about changing, about moving, about doing something that already exists a little bit differently. And that's where the mindset comes in, that in order for us to do different, we have to think a little bit differently. So this is thinking differently about our customers, about our channels, about the offers that we make, about our partnerships, about our collaborations, and then acting with intent. So starting to experiment with these things, because when we think about all areas of your business, and many of us, myself included, we are wearing a lot of hats. So when we think about acting with intention, this isn't about like doing everything at once. You have this hour of power. It's yours to keep, to just start to tweak and use it as part of your innovation planning and your work from month to month, quarter to quarter, year to year, so that we can act with intent to make gains and think differently and do differently about areas of our business. So what does that really look like? And just to reiterate that this isn't about creating something new, like inventing, Thomas Edison, and we're inventing that, not to say that we can't. And that, that's the best thing about business and entrepreneurism, is that you can have a light bulb moment and it can completely change your business and your life. As someone like, if I binge watch on anything, it's always on a real life, I love the documentaries, or I can binge and watch Shark Tank and Dragon's Den. right? When you see these life-changing moments through doing something new. For us, for this topic, and for now, it's about making small strategic improvement to what already exists in what you already do. So if we think about invention, this is about something brand new. This is about groundbreaking or often costly or something that does not exist in the marketplace. And you just think the smartphone, that's changed everything. AI, ChatGPT, it's an invention that has changed the way we do things, the way we work, and it will continue to change. If there's something on Netflix that you haven't seen around the topic of AI, there's a great documentary, and at the moment, part of your homework. Now, the flip side to that with innovation, making something better, making something more efficient or more valuable, practical, continuous, and often innovation is not something that is going to break the bottom line. It's often at no cost. So you think about innovation in a partnership or in a collaboration or a small tweak with your using automation, or like Meletta said, with AI. And this is all about like new features or new value adds to improve what currently exists. So why does this matter? When we think about why this matters for your business, and what, like, now to kind of just to start thinking about what's the one thing that you can improve for your customers. So again, speaking, like coming to you live, when I think what can I improve, it's like meh presentations online, that it's just like, oh, it's another thing. So it took me months to figure out the gear and what I had to do to have this experience. What happens? Zoom innovates, and now with a click of a button, any one of us can do this. You should see this setup that I have here, that I invested just to do this. So you see innovation from all angles. What is it that you can improve for your customers? What's something that you can simplify or automate or elevate? I had a one-on-one mentoring session yesterday looking at very aligned with this very topic. Again, it's like, how can we create some systems that you never forget to send that thank you note to the customer once the job is delivered? Small little tweak can make a big difference and a big turnaround to then grow that Google reviews, then attract more visibility on the first page, pebble in the pond ripple effect. So think about these things. Where can you partner or bundle or test a new idea with another human of Venture Melton Business Network within our own backyard? Who's someone that you could collaborate with, that you, again, not recreating the wheel, but you could potentially create a new experience? Now, we've heard, like, tourism's always been in my blood. Now, as a ballooning operator, we only did one thing, but boy, everything we innovated, and that's why now packaging, commercializing, and doing things through partnerships became like the game changer in the business, that saw elevation and incrementally over the 2 decades that I was involved with that business. It all happened through thinking differently before I had a model, or, to be completely honest, even knew what I was doing. I just knew for change to happen, we needed to think differently, act intentionally, and put new experiences in the marketplace. Okay, we only do ballooning. The restaurant only does restaurant. We can't afford, and we're not in the business of opening up a new restaurant to deliver a champagne breakfast experience after the flight. Through a collaboration, we have a new experience. Oh, but it's a really early morning start. So okay, we will never be a hotel. Let's partner and package with a hotel, and suddenly we have a holistic, beautiful, new ultimate experience that helps everyone. So think about that for you. I hope you're jotting down some ideas. And if there's someone that you admire in the community that could complement your service, that can complement what you do, this could be the changing pivotal moment that could change for you. So some examples. So I thought, okay, some examples that we could think about. So some examples for small business. So for tourism business, a Spotify playlist. Wouldn't that be cool in that anticipation moment of actually like delivering a service? You come up with a bit of a Spotify playlist. I thought, I was just like, that would be something cool that could create a better pre-engagement to capture that cool feeling when you've booked something and you're so looking forward to it. I just think that's the best part. So how can we recognize that feeling in your customers and in what you do? Mind you, while you're in the chat, I mean, I know Rach knows everyone, but if you don't know each other, please take this time also to, in the spirit of collaboration and innovation, just pop your website details down and your business and your names, and we'll have some more time at the end, just so it might spark something for you. Another example could be a cafe repackaging leftovers and then setting it up as ready meals. Reduce waste can potentially increase revenue of something that would have just gone in the bin or expired. Trying something different with what we already have and would bin. So something else to think about. A yoga studio. You know what? Preparing this training for you today got me thinking again about innovation through that funky COVID lockdown period. How much innovation we saw from businesses when we had to think differently and act intentionally to just keep things going while we didn't know where this will end. But what happened when the world opens up again, I just haven't seen that level of spark continue. So thinking about things like, a yoga studio offering short themed online sessions, do from home, do from wherever you are, of a 6 o'clock or in the morning, like just something to capture leads and attract new audiences. There's something that could be, as an example. How can that translate into what you do? So the most important thing here, and we'll launch into a bit of a play to win network, the framework, because when we think about goals, actions, KPIs, what does success look like? If we don't know what the wind looks like, it's, then we're really on cruise control. We're meh, where the complacency hits. So where you are now is not where you have to be, and it's not where you will always be. So when we're thinking about play to win, and this will highlight what Melita shared earlier, this isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters most better, elevated. So this starts with choosing to focus, to simplify, and commit to one bold move at a time. Sometimes at the expense and the risk of saying no and stopping doing other things. But if we don't stop and take stock, we never know what that could look like. And again, I've gotten into the new financial year for my business. What went well? What didn't go well? What can I improve? And it was really painful, but I'm in the simplification era. Simplify this. Simplify, focus, do better. you know, with the product, with the experience, with the market. What can that look like for you? So this strategy is all about choice, and the pilot, the driver, the captain of this ship is you. You choose what this looks like. The play to win framework, in the spirit of simplicity, and I guess that's why, you know, quite another like quite a, the story of Apple and all the, I've read all the books, seen all the documentaries. The one thing about this is I like things to be simple so that they get done. And this strategy is centered on 5 key questions that you have to ask yourself for us to go from where we are and have the opportunity to innovate through some strategic focus. So, when it comes to your strategy, the first one is about what are you aspiring to do? What is your winning aspiration? Where will we play? So we think of how many playgrounds are around Victoria, how many playgrounds are even just in one suburb in Caroline Springs. We can't have, you know, all of our people are spread across. They're not just in one. What would that look like for us? So when, I don't know if I've just paused there for you or if it's just me. I hope if things are still working okay. So where will you play? How will we win? How will we do this? This is when we kind of start stepping these things out. What capabilities must we have? And then we think about what systems do we need? So this is where we have to take a big audit for us to be effective with our systems, because without appropriate systems, our ability to win the end game. Hey Rach, is something happening here?
Yeah, you are stuck. So the screen is
Can you
stuck on
still
you.
hear
So we're not,
me? I might
we
just
can,
turn my video on and off and see if that helps recalibrate. There we go.
yes, there we go. Excellent.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was just on me. So thank you for that. When all else fails, right? Just turn things on and off and hope for the best. Thankfully this helped. This is it. To save you buying the book and the Harvard course and the other Kool-Aid, I'm going to unpack these very 5 steps for you to start culling and doing. Okay, so let's explore what this looks like. We'll dive a little bit deeper here. When we look at your elevation in the spirit of innovation, and what you will do and how you will play to win in the next 12 months. So I love it that we're still in fresh early days of the new financial year. So when it comes to unpacking and thinking about what is our winning aspiration, the types of things that I want you to be really exploring and brainstorming is, what does success look and feel like for me? What will I celebrate? If I just achieved one thing this year, what would it be? And who are we trying to win for? Is it our customers? Is it our teams? Is it for ourselves? Is it for our financial health? What does the winning aspiration look like? Okay, try and get clear on that. On 1 to 3 things will be a really good start, because that way we've got a better chance of celebrating that and achieving that. So I hope you can write, and my everything is shared with you, recording, and I'll share a QR code to download the slides straight away as well at the end. So this is something that I want you to think about when it comes to what is your winning aspiration here. Where will we play? So defining again, who are these customers? What products or experiences are you best positioned to offer them? So again, when I thought about, when we kind of like, and again, I didn't realize at the time that I was doing it from the spirit of innovating. In reflection, when I look back, and I love this topic, and this is something that is very much ingrained in my growth strategy in my business, when products and services, and I go back to that like collaborative piece, we can't, where will we play means sometimes, are we playing as a solo ranger, or is there something even with like the team that we're building, the people and the platforms or the channels that will work best to reach them? So where you will play to attract the right customers and the right teams and the right humans to be in your corner is something that I want you to think about for this one. How will we win? What do your people, why do your people choose you over any other options that are available? Have we asked? Are we clear? There are other businesses, consultants, in my case, trainers that do this very thing. Rachel and Karen and the team could have chosen others to do that. We have to get clear. Well, why would someone choose us over other options that are out there? Do you compete by offering something unique, something that's different, by being more affordable or efficient? So are we going on quality? Are we going on price? And what emotional experience or transformation are we creating? So what is the greatest value of how we win? Because what solution to the problems that we have out there are our winning strategy for us to do that. And if it's not clear, this is where innovation comes in for us to carve out, how can we iterate that, or how can we move that or change that to make it just a step up a little bit better today than it was yesterday. Then there's muscle gains. For me to reinvent and innovate, even personally, capabilities, what muscle? I've started on my fitness journey for about the 1,000th time in my, decades, 44 decades of living. But something in terms of capability, where we want to win, we have to think, well, what do I need to be? What capability must I have? What are 2 to 3 things that I must do consistently well to succeed here? And for me to be able to create innovation and elevation so that my August 2025 trumps on my August 2024. Is that something that we are tuned into? Have we looked at that in the new financial year? Have we really crossed over and looked at, oh, okay, we've done our tax return. How did we end up? Have we thought about what does the win look like at the end of this year, and break it down month by month? That took me some time to get into my business, to really look at, lead with what do I need to do consistently so that I achieve whatever it is that I want to achieve, especially when it comes to, our financial goals. Do you need to improve your tech, your team, your content, your systems? So in my evaluation this coming year, and it's a bit of a metaphor that I'll share with you, that I've just in my own business journey, I've started to think, because I've started boxing in terms of capability and fitness. I thought I just want to do something different, mix it up a little bit. And I've discovered boxing. I'm 2 months into it, but it's been cathartic and quite a bit of a metaphor for me that running a business, whether it's your own or just leading people, managing your day to day, it's about who's in your corner. So when it comes to capabilities and we think about, well, what do we need to improve? Is it our tech? Is it our team? Is it our content? Is it our systems? For me, those 4 quadrants are tick, 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 all of the above. For me to improve what from last year to move forward, I had to think, who is in my corner? So when you're getting beaten up and your nose is bleeding and your eyes are popping out of your head, you see the boxers, they retreat, and there's a team of people that want them to be their best. They're quickly there, encouraging, championing, cleaning them up so they're re-energized and they go back into the ring. Who's in your corner to help you do that? Because it makes such a big difference. So it was a big aha oppa moment for me. That it's like, this is what this is all about. Who do I and then I reevaluate. You say, for this journey, we've had a great, we've achieved great things, but moving forward, what I need to do, this level of skill set is not going to serve. So I need to find something new in my corner. I hope that helps you, because it's something now that it's ingrained in what I do. Is this going to give me the best when what I need when I need to go back out in the ring and fight for the win, right? For the play to win. And what are you doing now that supports your strategy? What are you already doing that supports that goal? And what is missing? Last but not least is a systems approach. We can go down rabbit holes and get distracted with all these new shiny software and AI tools that will save us. Something that's happened very fresh in my world. I had a proposal, seeing someone out there in the world. It's like, no, I want humans. I want humans to clean me up. The proposal came out as a straight up cut and paste ChatGPT spit out. What does that do for us? Like, just at a glance that I saw it, it's a deal breaker. Deal breaker is in, like, we're not a good fit. So in our systems, there are plenty of things out there to help us, but we have to think about what we need. So then, how are we currently tracking? What are we using to track our website visitors, our leads, our conversions, our sales metrics? Is our website working effectively for us? What systems, as a customer relationship system, booking software, content calendars, what's supporting from a systems approach? What is supporting our goals? And are there gaps in here? Are we our greatest hurdles that we put in front of us? Because that's the beauty. I mean, this is why I led down this path of, I from very early on, where we didn't even have a framework of digital marketing or social media marketing. I loved and grabbed onto it for dear life because I saw these systems. I've got something concrete that can measure what I'm doing for this business at the time, and never stopped since. What does that look like for you with your systems? Because even a small tweak here can innovate something great for you and what you do. This is my greatest quote of the week. I want to, like, put this up, like, in around my house, around like, practice makes possible. So when we get overwhelmed with our time, it's the art of consistently doing something repeatedly that is going to give you the win. So once you get clear on those one to three things, then we can get momentum and we can see the change rather than trying to do like all these different things. Isn't that cute, the little love hub? So that's something that we have to think about. Don't you know, we there's no place for overwhelm and analysis paralysis that then we stop to do what we do. Just start practicing to make this possible for you. As an example of Apple, you think about those top 3 things for Apple. What was their winning aspiration? How will they play? How will they win? Well, their winning aspiration was quite simple. Design experiences that simplify life. Like how simplified, you know, and then everybody caught up and changed the way they innovated because that smartphone simplified and unified all our worlds. Where they played, tech savvy, design conscious customers is who they wanted to attract. It was very, very early. I tried, this was about, I think it was about 10 years ago. I said, no, I'm in the digital training, like I was doing, you know, and I still do a lot of digital training. I want to be able to talk Apple and Android. So I went and did, you know, I went and got myself a new Samsung phone. I didn't last a week. Like, and then I was like, no, loyal. This is who understands what I need. How can we attract that? Like, because once you get that type of a customer, it's like you've got them. They're not going to go somewhere else. And how they win is premium simplicity. Like I said to you, something that I am, you know, I look at these things and trying to model in kind, how can we simplify to grow rather than complicate? How are we feeling? I can't see you all now, but I hope you can put the chat. Are we good? Because the next little bit, I want you to really, really stay focused. I hope you're not doing your emails or checking your, you know, checking your grams. I want you to stay with me for a bit of an innovation audit that you'll come out today and just see where your innovation readiness is. The way that I have built this is to look at 5 sections of what you do, and it includes everything from innovation, clarity and vision, customer-driven innovation, systems, tools, and being experimental, your partnerships and collaborations, and where your mindset is around your, you know, in igniting a spirit of innovation for you and, of course, your business. So how this little audit is going to work for us today is that we are going to, as I read each statement, and there's 5 questions for each pillar that we're going to explore. So you're either going to answer, heck yeah, and that's a 3-pointer. A meh in the middle is 1.5 points, and then no, not yet is 1 point. So stay with me and answer truthfully, and then you'll get a result at the end. So you can read them for yourself, but just to help you, I'll also read them so you can quickly go 3, 1.5, 1. So 3 being yes, 1.5 being yes and no, the you know, in the middle ground. And then the no is a 1 point. No one is going to see this. You don't have to share it. This is for you and you only. So, you know, be really honest with yourself. So then you've got a benchmark when we come to the end. Okay, so numero uno is centered around innovation and having clarity and some business vision. So number 1, I have a clear vision of what success looks like in 12 months. Okay? 3, yes, 1.5, or 1. I regularly step back from day-to-day operations to work on your business. I have identified key problems or opportunities that I want to solve innovatively. It's a bit innovatively. Number 4, I'm willing to try new ways of doing business, even if they don't guarantee success. And I can explain what makes my business unique in a quick sentence or two. Okay, feeling good? I'm going to keep moving on. We have to stay. The time's passing quick, isn't it? Time flies when we're having fun. I hope you're having fun and that you're finding this good business juice to fuel you and ignite you. Next, we're going to look at your customer-driven innovation, that we're putting our customer first. I regularly get feedback from my customers through surveys, reviews, or conversations. I know what emotional or lifestyle outcome my customer is really buying from me. You sell them what they want, you give them what they need. 3, 1.5, or 2. I've recently improved or adapted a product or service or offer based on feedback that I've received. Number 4, I use digital tools, i.e. my email marketing, social media, my website, to test ideas or run campaigns. So this is not that you use emails, we all use email, but this is around connecting with your customer in your communications. I focus more on solving real problems than promoting features. Okay, we're good. 3, 1.5, or 1. And you can add your scores collectively, and then we add all of the scores for each quadrant at the end. Moving on. If you want me to repeat anything or go back, just put it in the chat. Otherwise, I'm trying to pace it that we're all doing our little activity today. Systems, tools, and experimentation. Number 1, I have repeatable systems or checklists for my day-to-day operations. This is another one for me. Every day, I'm trying my best to build this habit. I've recently tried a new tool, process, or technology to improve my efficiency. I track results, sales, leads, engagement, reviews to see what's working. I carve out a small budget or time each month for testing or improving something. So we're having regular audits. And number 5, I feel confident trying and tweaking new ideas, even if they don't work the first time. So we're just actively trying new things. All right. Finish up your scores there. We'll have a little time to tally everything up. Now we look at your partnerships and your collaborations. I collaborate with at least one other business or supplier or local partner. 3, 1.5, or 1. I've co-created a package, a promotion, or an event with another business. Now this is not just this year or this month. Have you ever done that? I refer business to others and others refer business to me. Because you can see, the power in that. I actively engage in my local or industry network. You will all have a 3 for this, online or offline. I think this is a big 3. I see collaboration as a smart growth strategy, not competition. Okay, and we're coming up to the very last one. Mindset and culture of innovation. I treat mistakes and setbacks as learning moments, not failures. I encourage new ideas from my team or myself, if solo. I make time for learning, i.e. podcasts, training, reading, or mentoring. Again, that's a no-brainer. I think all of you have a 3. I celebrate progress, even the small wins. And I genuinely feel energized about the future of my business. Okay? Very good. I hope you stayed with me there. And now you can tally your scores and you can share your score, or you can just keep it to yourself as a new yardstick. So something simple like that can quickly give you all the areas of your business of where we need to create a bit of a focus on. So tally your score, and then we go into some results. If you tallied up and it was below 30, never fear, everything is okay. It's indicating probably a little bit of a, being stuck or being in survival mode. So this is, you just need to recenter and just think, what problem am I solving and who can I help the most to start? Just focus on that for the beginning. This isn't about leap, it's about choice, remember. So don't go be beaten up on yourself. You're exactly where you need to be. You're not alone. We're all been here. 31 to 45, early stages of innovations. You're likely running or, solo or reactively. So this is around starting with one system, one collaboration, one customer insight to start building momentum. 46 to 60, we're now got a good foundation and room to grow. So this is about really choosing a domain to focus on and commit to making a bold change, because you're on the path, but maybe some consistency or some support is lacking. Maybe it's just about now, who can I bring in my corner to help me? And if you've scored above 60, you are so ready. You're thinking ahead, you're testing ideas, and you're creating opportunities consistently. So now it's about doubling down on your systems and starting to scale on what you've found to work. So I hope something there stood out. So which area did you score the lowest, and which one, if any of those, probably surprised you? And I hope the surprise, like, hey, I'm actually doing, I'm doing great. And if it's not, that's great too, because like Steve Jobs said, like, change is the most excellent thing. So using that lower score, think about, what does winning look like for you this year around that pillar. Okay, think about where you're playing. Who and what do you want more of? Think about how to win and what will you do and commit to doing a bit differently. Not same, because that's just what I've always done. What can we commit to doing differently? What must you get really good at to make this work? Like, for me to be a trainer, I had to kind of go out there and speak in front of people, which mortified me. It really did. It would nauseate me to do this. So the capabilities, like, you better, if this is what you want to do, you better get some capabilities in, and skill set in helping you deliver this. Otherwise, like, you kind of, you're learning a lot, and we're not going to get very far. And systems. How will you track what's working and keep you going, to keep the momentum? So innovating your strategic heartbeat always recenter. This is what we had unpacked in our strategy session, but this is no new news to any business. Who we serve, why we care, what we stand for, how we show up in the world, online, offline, through our networks and to our customers, and where are we going? Because remember, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Start with your why. So as we start to wrap up, I want you to put your ChatGPT into good use. Use AI to help you. If you've trained your AI on you and your business, I want you to think about, and if you haven't trained your AI and you don't know what any of that means, don't worry about it. Just fill in the blanks. Or you could use something like ChatGPT to say, I am a small business trainer and mentor, helping small businesses in local suburban and regional areas of Australia. Create my new declaration of innovation following this formula. I commit to taking this step toward innovation. Insert the action or the priority because, and then insert why it matters to you, to your business, and to your future. So this is what it spat out for me and my institute. I tweaked it a little bit, but boy, it saved me time. So that's my declaration that I commit to taking this step forward in my innovation by expanding our digital learning platform to include more programs, mentoring, because you get the rest. I want you to do this for you. What's something? This is the only time we have together where there's not, there's more training scheduled, but for you and this gift it's what you're going to do after at 1 o'clock onwards that's going to matter. So sign your declaration if you would be, take on this challenge and start creating and recreating and improving what you do. Okay, Opa moments. I'm going to make her dance. It's not, it's kind of how. Any questions, any feedback, any aha moments? It's time to wrap it up. And I'm going to share this I wanted to take a group photo, but I don't know if we can do a bit of a group photo situation. We can turn our cameras on, maybe not.
Not yet.
But I'll share this with Rach as well. But to get today's slides, if you want to bring this to life and have a bit of a powwow, very welcome. And when you look at that, I would greatly appreciate an honest review myself. So teaching what I preach.